evening. I'm doing quite good, thanks for asking. Really excited for the show this evening. Lots and lots to get into. As always, we've got so much to jump into on today's show, guys. So please do smash a like on the video and please do subscribe if you are new to the channel. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about outgoings. We've got news on Telles, we've got news on Fred. We're also going to be talking about Amrabat a little bit as well. We've got some more information coming out around potential signing of Amrabat. We're going to go into a little bit about the Athletic piece that came out earlier on today about the takeover. We're also going to be talking about, this is absolutely ridiculous. So we've been fined today by Financial Fair Play for breaching financial fair play rules. We're going to be talking about that. That's absolutely crazy. We're also going to be talking about Harry Kane as well. There's a bit of a story coming out around Harry Kane that I wanted to bring into the show. But as always, guys, do get involved in the comment section. Do get involved in the live chat. Let me know how you're feeling about everything. And of course, I will try and read out as many comments and chats as possible. So yeah, hope everyone is doing good. Let's jump straight into it. Right, let's start off with some outgoings. I always like to start the show with some outgoings because at the end of the day, guys, we need to get Deadwood out of the club. It's absolutely essential that we get rid of some players this summer. So the news that's coming in is that Al Nassr, who obviously are the club that Cristiano Ronaldo plays for, are apparently offering £15 million plus add-ons for Alex Telles. I mean, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? 15 million for Alex Telles. Apparently, yeah, so they're currently negotiating as it stands. Al Nassr, obviously the club that Ronaldo plays for in Saudi Arabia, are currently negotiating for Alex Telles. That would be such a good bit of business. If we can get £15 million, that's what's being reported for Telles, that would be amazing. The other really interesting thing as well about the Saudi Arabian clubs, someone was telling me earlier, apparently they pay all of the transfer fees up front. So whenever you see a fee of someone going to Saudi Arabia, they'll pay the whole thing up front, apparently, which is good because it means it will go straight into our budget for this summer. So Al Nassr are heavily interested in Alex Telles. Around £15 million is what is being reported. I think that would be a great bit of business. So let's hope that one goes through. Let's hope that Alex Telles does leave the club because he definitely is not wanted here at Manchester United. Let's keep on the outgoings for a couple of minutes before we move on to other topics. We have got some news about Fred. So it's coming out from reporters in Saudi Arabia that saying Fred is currently in talks to sign with, I'm probably going to butcher their name, Al Halil, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure on how to pronounce the name, but ultimately it's a club in Saudi Arabia. It's not one of the ones I've heard of, to be completely honest, but this was coming in a couple of hours ago from a reporter in Saudi Arabia saying that Fred is currently in talks with this club in Saudi Arabia over a permanent move to there, which would be really, really good. Let's hope that this one comes in as well. If we can offload both Fred and Telles to Saudi Arabia, that would be very, very good. Welcome everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. I do hope everyone is doing well on this Friday evening. We're currently just talking about the outgoings at the club. There's quite a lot to get into. There is another story about Saudi Arabia as well. So this goes as follows. Manchester United have contacted the Ministry of Sport in Saudi Arabia and offered them some of their players, including Jadon Sancho, Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Alex Telles and Scott McTominay. So we've obviously seen that there's a market out there that are buying players for, let's be honest, way more than what they're actually worth, you know? The Saudi Arabian market at the moment is one we really need to tap into because you see Chelsea sending people there. You see, who else has sent players to Saudi Arabia? Well, Chelsea have sent 3 or 4, haven't they? So we definitely need to be sending some of our deadwood to Saudi Arabia because at the moment they have the money. They're able to pay the money up front. And as I just said, a report coming in today that they'd be willing to pay around £15 million for Alex Telles. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? If we got 15 million for Alex Telles, that's great. I honestly thought we'd be lucky to get about 5 million for Telles. So yeah, I think it's really, really positive. Let's just hope that we get Fred and Telles out the door very, very soon because there's no point taking them on that plane to America next week, guys. There is absolutely no point. They definitely need to leave the club. Yeah, let's hope that happens. Yeah, somebody says in the chat, also Liverpool are getting rid of Henderson. I think Thiago might be going, Fabinho. There's about 3 or 4 players, isn't there, from Liverpool who look like they'll be going. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Harry Kane in a minute, guys. So there is a bit of a story coming out about Harry Kane. We'll jump into that now, why not? Good bridge into that bit of the show. So there's a story coming out today it's a German reporter saying that Harry Kane's team still believe that Manchester United is an option for the striker Bayern Munich is currently his only option outside of England. So as it stands, guys, report coming in today saying that Harry Kane's camp do still see him as an option for Manchester United, and we have heard this multiple times before that Harry Kane would like to join Manchester United. I know this is maybe a bit of a wild goose chase at the moment, but I would go all out for Harry Kane now. I would. We've been quoted 85 million for Rasmus Højlund. We should just go all out for Harry Kane. But this part of the show, I wanted to get you guys' opinions. So do let me know in the comment section. How much would you pay for Harry Kane? And how much do you think it would cost to convince Daniel Levy to sell him to Manchester United? Or do you think he wouldn't sell him for any price? I think that we could get him for around 100 million, I do. As it stands, I think Bayern Munich, their highest bid was around 68, so they're way below what Daniel Levy's going to want. I think it's worth looking into, but obviously this is just me wanting Harry Kane. This isn't something that that's maybe going to happen immediately, but obviously if you see people like Fred, Donny, Telles, you see all these people going, Dean Henderson, then we are going to raise enough funds to be able to put in a reasonable bid for Harry Kane. So I just really hope that we do that. I really do, because unless we get Rasmus Højlund in the next week or so, I am going to be a bit concerned, to be completely honest with you. We need him on that pre-season tour of America, which starts in, I believe, 10 days. We need him on that plane. We need to get him there. And if it doesn't happen, then we need to look at other options. And I would go all out for Harry Kane, I would. So that was the question of the show. So do let me know in the comments section. Should Manchester United go all out for Harry Kane? Right, let's move on to the Onana situation, guys. I mean, it's absolutely mental, isn't it? Last night, I slept for about, I think I went to bed at about 1:30 a.m. because I was just waiting on my phone. Like, I know that sounds sad, but I was so excited I was so excited about this transfer. I don't know why. I just really, really was. And there was so much anticipation, wasn't there? Fabrizio kept saying, like, very, very soon. And then somebody else would say very, very, very soon. So I'm literally looking at my phone. Every time it vibrates, I think it's going to be Fabrizio saying, here we go. And then, what? We're 24 hours later and we still haven't got the here we go. I'm completely bewildered with this situation, guys. I really don't know what's going on. Like, all I want to say is here we go, but we're not there yet. Yeah, as somebody said earlier on the chat, he's still in that restaurant that he was pictured in last night. Like, where is Onana? Like, what's going on? I mean, are we going to get pictures of him in the shirt immediately? Like, is he doing a medical today? Is there something going on that we don't know about? Like, where is he? Where is Onana? Somebody tell me. I know some of you guys in the chat probably like track planes and stuff. You know, when people do that, they say, oh, there's a private jet landing in Manchester from Italy or blah, blah, blah. Like, somebody in the chat must have some sort of conspiracy as to where Onana is. Do let me know if anybody's got any conspiracy theories as to where Onana is, or if you've been tracking a private jet, like, or something like that. I remember someone was saying that to me a couple of weeks ago, that Sheikh Jassim's plane was landing in Manchester and the deal was going to be done. And I just thought, that sounds like the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard. But anyway, we move on. I'll read out a few comments really, really quickly. So do get your live chats in, guys. And make sure to smash a like on the video. It doesn't cost any money. And of course, if you are new, please do subscribe to the channel. We are about 20 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers, guys. So let's see if... well, I'm confident we can do that by the end of this video. So yeah, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It doesn't cost any money. Malk says Onana is in his pajamas somewhere. Yeah, he probably is, to be fair. He's probably sat there watching Netflix or something, just like, what the hell is going on? Why is this taking so long? Like, this has been one of the most dragged out transfers ever. Like, I genuinely think that. Somebody says he'll come on the 15th of July at 6:27. Wow. Very, very specific. Very specific. I honestly don't know what's going on. I don't even think Fabrizio knows what's going on at the moment. Like, he's not said a single word about the Onana deal today. Nothing. I'm just checking if he said anything now. But as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't said a single thing. Like, I was up to God knows what time last night refreshing my Twitter feed. And yeah, there's nothing today from Fabrizio about it. Nothing at all. So unless we're going to get a surprise drop in the next kind of hour or something, and we'll see him in the, we'll see him in the chat. See him in the chat. Maybe we'll see him in the Manchester United shirt. Like, I'm hoping something happens, guys. I really, really am. Somebody in the chat saying that Onana will join at 6:27 p.m. tomorrow. Let me know in the comment section, when do you think that we'll see Onana here? I don't know. I'm not sure, to be completely honest with you. But it's very, very frustrating. It really is. We should be moving on to a next transfer, and we're still talking about Onana. Like, it's very, very frustrating. And what is going on with Declan Rice? I know this isn't an Arsenal channel, but I just seen something on Twitter saying that apparently West Ham still haven't even received the paperwork for Declan Rice. So God knows what's going on there. Very, very weird. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to something positive because you know I like to try and be positive on this channel. So we've had a story come in from Sky Sports today saying that Manchester United will go in the market for a new midfielder if there is a departure in that position. Obviously, we've already talked about Fred earlier on in the show, so we can all but confirm that at least one midfielder is going to leave this summer, whether that's Fred, Donny van de Beek, McTominay. So Sky Sports are saying today that Manchester United will go in for a new midfielder if somebody leaves in the midfield position. So we can almost guarantee that will happen, right? And he says they remain very interested in Fiorentina's Amrabat. So there's more and more rumblings coming out about Amrabat, guys. We've spoken about him multiple times on the show. He's available for around £30 million from Fiorentina. Absolutely incredible player. I think he'd be great at Manchester United. He's 26 years of age. Absolute monster in that midfield. So let's hope that we get that one. Let's hope that Fred leaves in the next couple of days. And let's hope that we then go and bid for Amrabat. Because if we could get Amrabat and a striker and Onana on that pre-season tour, my view of this transfer window would change very, very quickly. Because at the moment, guys, I'm growing impatient with it. I really, really am. This just feels like another Glazer summer to me. I was feeling so positive this time last week, guys. I was on the show with you. I was feeling so positive. I said, hats off to John Murtagh, hats off to Richard Arnold, hats off to this new Matt Hargreaves guy. They're doing a really good job. You know, and I've been completely done over, to be honest. I had such faith in these people, which I shouldn't have. I had such faith in these people. I said, they're doing a great job. We're going to have Onana. We're going to have Rasmus Højlund. And now we're still waiting for Onana a week later. Like, what the hell are they doing? Like, it is literally mad, isn't it? I wish we could be a fly on the wall and watch what's going on in these windows just to actually see what's happening, because I honestly don't know how somebody could do, you know, business so bad in a transfer window. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, every single time to just, every single time to just be messing around like this. It's so frustrating, but yeah, I try and be positive, but today I'm feeling a little bit annoyed, you know. When you stay up till 2 a.m, waiting for a here we go, and I'm usually in bed by 11, and I'm sat there looking at my phone, and then in the end, Fabrizio Romano had to put out a tweet saying, United fans, go to bed, you're not going to get the here we go tonight. I was just like, what is going on here? I'm going to read out a few chats, guys, so do get your chats in, and I will read some out in a minute. Welcome, Black Confetti, hope you're doing well, mate. If everybody who is in the chat can smash a like on the video, we've got over 200 people watching, so that's absolutely incredible. I love doing these evening shows with you, and I will be answering some of your questions. So if you do have a question, get involved in the chat and put the letter Q in front of your question, and I will read them out when I get a chance. I'm just going to rattle through all the news, but do make sure you like the video whilst I rattle through some things quickly. Right, so this one I literally cannot get my head around. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but Manchester United have been fined €300,000 today for breaching financial fair play. So Manchester City, the team across the road in blue, have got 115 charges, right, against them. All very, very serious, but they've kind of just disappeared. They just won the treble. They're still buying players. They're still selling players. They haven't got a transfer ban. They've got no fines. They've got no punishment, right? And we've just been given a €300,000 fine today by UEFA for breaking some sort of you're only allowed to lose a certain amount of money or something like that. And yeah, we've had a €300,000 fine today, guys, from UEFA for breaking financial fair play. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, isn't it? You've got Manchester City over there, have just won the treble, have got 115 charges against them, right? And we've literally heard nothing about it. Every pundit, every TalkSport, whatever, BT Sport, all saying, oh, what an achievement it is. Nobody's mentioning these 115 charges. Yet poor little Manchester United, we've now got this fine for €300. I mean, what is that about? Honestly, it's so frustrating. And I do hope that I do hope that Manchester City do get what's coming to them, because I know technically at the moment they're still innocent until proven guilty, but they've got 115 charges against them. Like, something needs to come of that. There needs to be some sort of punishment. There really, really is. The thing that you do have to remember, though, guys, is obviously the 115 charges are from the Premier League, whereas this fine that's come today is from UEFA. So it is two different bodies. It's two different organisations. It's not the same organisation. Right, we've got a comment coming in here from Marcus. Marcus says, what do you think of the new long-sleeved green striped shirt? Do you mean the away kit? The Manchester United away kit, do you mean? If so, I think it's all right. I'm not that excited about it. Like, as I said, I'm never going to buy a Manchester United shirt until the Glazers leave. I won't. I've bought retro kits before off, like, you know, resale websites, but yeah, if you mean the green one, the short sleeve away kit, I do quite like it. I do. But let me know in the comments section, guys, what do you think of the new away kit? Lumen says, let's get the channel to 5k by this weekend. I mean, if we hit 5k by this weekend, guys, I'll be absolutely buzzing. We're about 20 subscribers away from 4,000, so do subscribe if you are new to the channel. We've got another comment coming in here. So Megatron says, does oil money work magic on financial fair play? Because it's what's saving Manchester City from punishment. I don't know, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, what you have to remember with Manchester City, they had all these charges from UEFA before, and supposedly they hired like 50 of the best, what do you call them? 50 of the best solicitors from all around the world to defend them, and they managed to beat the charge. And in the end, I think they paid like a £20 million fine. So yeah, it is a bit strange. It is, like, I don't really know how Manchester City keep getting away with it, but we can only focus on ourselves. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have had these charges against us. Maybe we should. I don't really know exactly what they're for, but yeah, Manchester City definitely need to be charged, because it is very, very frustrating. It is. Right, let's have a read of a few more of your comments. Somebody says, what's going on with Højlund? So in relation to Rasmus Højlund, guys, we're still just waiting for more news on that one. Obviously, we spoke yesterday about the news coming out that Atalanta won £85 million for Rasmus Højlund, which we all agreed was ridiculous money. Now, this could obviously be a bargaining tactic. This could be a way of them starting the bidding, saying we want 85, and then Manchester United might end up playing 50, 40, I don't know. But for me personally, I think they've set the bar too high. If you're starting the negotiation at that high, like, you can't come in and say, here's 40. Because they'll just say, well, no, we want 70, and then it'll be 60. Like, if they'd have said 60 or 70 asking price, and then we'd have gone in at 40, I would have think, yeah, that's okay. But, like, we need to start the bidding at about 30 million, I reckon, and then end up around 45. So, yeah, that's what I think about Rasmus Højlund. Again, guys, there is still optimism that a deal will happen. People are still saying that, Rasmus Højlund to Manchester United is still a strong option. But at the moment, I don't know. I would not go anything more than 45, 50 million personally. Maybe 40 plus add-ons, 45 plus add-ons. Any more than that, I think, is absolutely ridiculous, to be completely honest with you. But as always, do let me know how you're feeling about that one in the comment section. Welcome, Aaron. I hope you're doing well, mate. I'm going to read out a few more comments, guys, so do get your comments in. So David says, the Højlund deal's gone quiet after they rejected the deal. Let's go in for Muani or Kane. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if they want 85 million for Rasmus Højlund and Harry Kane, you could probably get for, I don't know, you'd think you could get him for 100 million, but you never know with Daniel Levy, right? But let's say his value is 100 million, which is still maybe more than what he's actually worth. Let's be real, with 1 year left on his contract. I would definitely go for Kane, and that's why I put the title as, should Manchester United go all out for Kane? Because obviously we've had this story today saying that Harry Kane's team still do feel like there is an option. The exact quote is, Harry Kane's team still believe that Manchester United is an option for the striker. We know that Harry Kane would want to come to Manchester United. I understand he's old. I understand that we want a younger profile striker, but a club of Manchester United's size, in my opinion, need to be getting a Harry Kane, an older player, and they need to be getting a Rasmus Højlund. Like, that's what we need to be doing. We need to have an older striker and a younger striker. Like, it isn't acceptable to just be going all out on one, 19-year-old striker who could flop or could be really good. Like, that isn't good enough. It isn't. That's not going to win us the Premier League. That's not going to win us the Champions League. It's going to take 2, 3, 4 years probably for Rasmus Højlund to be at his full potential. And we don't have that time. Football doesn't allow that type of time, guys. You've got to remember. You have a couple of bad results, and not me, but other people will be saying, oh, let's get rid of Ten Hag. Like, the press after those first 2 games of the season last year literally had Eric Ten Hag's head on a plate. Do you not remember, guys? Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville went to Carrington and did this like interrogation on Ten Hag after 2 games in the Premier League, saying it's unacceptable. All of this. They didn't do that for Klopp. They don't do that for Pep Guardiola. I just feel like the external press do have it out for Ten Hag. I don't know why. Maybe you think I'm wrong. That's completely fine. But I do think it's a bit weird. I do. And that all the press wanted Pochettino for some reason. I don't know why. all of us guys wanted Eric Ten Hag, and I'm so glad we got him. But I do worry for him because if we don't get the right players in the right positions, then I do think we're going to struggle next year. I really, really do. We need a striker. We need 2 strikers, in my opinion. And the thing you've got to remember, guys, our pre-season tour of America starts next week, right? And the Premier League starts in 4 weeks. We've got 4 weeks until the season starts. Like, we need to get doing things now. We really, really do. You know, why have we not got Onana? Why are we not doing a video now, all really happy saying Onana is at the club? I have got a question for you guys, right? How would you rate this transfer window out of 10 so far? So as it stands at the moment on Friday what's the date today? Friday the 14th of July, we've signed 1 player, Mason Mount, for 55 million, and nobody's left the club, other than a couple of, you know, young players. How would you rate the transfer window so far? Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, let's have a read of a few more comments really, really quickly. So we've got a comment here from Charlie, and Charlie says, being honest, I don't want Harry Kane anywhere near Manchester United, especially for around £100 million. I'm not going to lie to you, Charlie, right? Thanks for your comment. At the beginning of this transfer window, I did not want Harry Kane under any circumstances. I thought £100 million, you can go out and get loads of other people. Why would you spend £100 million on him? But we've tried to do that. We've tried to go and get Rasmus Højlund, and we've been quoted 85 million. There's people like Jonathan David, people like that. They're 60, 70 million. I'm just not interested in those types of players. I think for me, it was always Victor Osimhen was my #1 target. They want 150 for him. So I just don't really see what we're supposed to do here. Either you go for Taremi from Porto for 20 to 30 million, and then maybe try and bring in someone on loan, and then have a kind of stopgap until the January, when hopefully we have some new owners, or at least some clarity over the ownership situation. But as it stands, I do think Harry Kane would completely solve all our problems. I really, really do. He'd get us 25 to 30 goals in the Premier League. I know he's old. I know he's only got 3 or 4 years left in his game. But when you think Van Persie coming from Arsenal, he won the Premier League with us. Like, maybe something like that could happen. You know, he comes in. I know it's only short-term success, but yeah, for me, unless we're going to pay like 40, 45 for Rasmus Højlund, I just don't think it's a good option. And my #1 option has always been Victor Osimhen, but he's 150 million. Like, that is crazy money. Absolutely ridiculous. The only club who I can see going for Victor Osimhen is PSG. If Mbappe goes, then I could see them going for Victor Osimhen. But we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Someone's saying, why is your mic messed up? What's wrong with the mic? Let me know, guys. It sounds okay. Well, I don't know if it sounds okay to me, but because obviously I can't hear, but there's nothing different. The mic is in exactly the same place as it is always. Let me know in the chat if the mic sounds okay. As I said, I haven't done anything different to it. Let me read out a few of your comments really, really quickly. Cornish Maid, hope you're doing well. Cornish Maid says, I still reckon we will buy Højlund. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, guys. I really wouldn't. Like, if we pay 40 to 45 million for Rasmus Højlund, that is a really good bit of business. I just think anything above 50, 55 is just too much, and it's too much of a risk for me personally. But ultimately, I'm not the one doing the business here, guys. I'm not the one who brings in the players. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Right, so a few people were saying 5 out of 10, 2 out of 10. This is in relation to what we rate the transfer window so far. 2 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 1 out of 10. I would probably give the transfer window so far, I'd probably give it like I'd probably say 2 out of 10 as well, to be completely honest. I don't like to be negative, but we've brought Mason Mount in for 55 million, who probably 90% of the Manchester United community were unsure about and weren't convinced about the price. I'm quite excited about him, right? We've brought in 1 player, and the season starts in 4 weeks, guys. I know I keep repeating that. But yeah, I would probably give the transfer window so far 2 out of 10. If we bring in Onana and that gets announced today, I'd probably say 5 out of 10. I mean, we still don't have a striker. We still have people like Maguire, McTominay, Telles, Bailly, Fred, Alanga, Brandon Williams. Like, we haven't sold a single player. How long's the transfer window been open for? Let me have a look. If anybody knows in the live chat and in the comments, let me know. And if everyone could smash a like on the video really, really quickly, that would be much appreciated. There's lots and lots of people in the chat, so if everyone could do it. So, I mean, that is mental. Crazy, right? Are you ready for this, guys? The transfer window has been open for 1 month today, right? The transfer window has been open for exactly 1 month today. And in that time, we've brought in Mason Mount for 55 million. But do remember, we were working on that deal before the transfer window opened. We were linked to him before the FA Cup final. We've brought in one player in a month and sold nobody. I mean, that isn't good, is it? It's literally been open for 1 month, guys. The transfer window opened 1 month today. Yeah, it is so frustrating. It really, really is. Like, if we'd have got rid of 3 or 4 players at this point and only signed Mason Mount, I would be happy with that. I genuinely would. But as it stands, we've brought in Mason Mount and sold nobody, and we're 1 month into the transfer window. It's really not very good, it isn't. But anyway, let's try and stay positive. We move on. There's not really much we can do about it, is there, at the end of the day? We're 23 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers, guys. So if you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We go live at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. UK time every single day. If anything breaks during the day, of course, we will go live. So do get involved in the channel. We've got a really nice community here. Right. We've talked about Alex Telles. We've talked about Fred. We've talked about Harry Kane. And I've put together a little, it's a little bit of an interactive thing for you guys to get involved with, okay? So I've been doing a bit of calculations today. I'm one of those types of people who likes to brainstorm things and likes to work out things. So there's 5 players who I've highlighted that should or almost will leave this summer, okay? And from those 5 players, I've calculated we could make £115 million easily. Those 5 players are Alanga for 20, Fred for 20, Maguire for 30, McTominay for 20, it should be more than that, and Henderson for 25. Now, that's £115 million there. Easy. Easy, easy money, okay? And all of those fees are probably a little bit less than what they're actually worth. I mean, 20 for McTominay, you should be getting more than that. 25 for Henderson, you should be getting a bit more than that. My point here is, guys, we have players here. We're 1 month into the chat, right? 1 month into the chat? 1 month into the window, and nobody's gone. Like, we really need to see a flurry of people leaving in the next week or so. Otherwise, it's just going to... I don't know. It just feels like a Glazer summer, guys, doesn't it? You know that the Glazers hold on to players because they see them as assets. They see them as value on their books. They see them as assets against the debt, etc., etc. But that needs to change. It really, really does, because I really do feel like managers are going to struggle when they've got this restraint of all this deadwood, all of these players that they need to get rid of. They can't bring in the people they want because, you know, the owners will say, well, you've got Donny van de Beek, you've got Fred, you've got McTominay, make the best of those players. Like, at the end of the day, the owners don't understand football. They'll say you've got 4 midfielders. Why do you need another one? Anyway, let's move on to the next story. We're going to talk about this really, really quickly. We did do a whole show about it earlier on today, which I did actually listen back to, and I could tell I was actually pretty angry about this whole situation. But anyway, so we had this breaking news coming out earlier on today, which was all over Twitter, all of the kind of aggregators, whatever you want to call them, you know, the Twitter Manchester United pages were all posting this story saying it's coming from the Athletic, and the headline was, this was the bit that everybody was talking about and everybody was getting excited about, let's say. The headline was, the Glazers haven't sold Manchester United because no one has hit their asking price. Obviously, everybody sees that and everybody gets really, really upset, me included. What's going on? Are we going to sell the club? Are people going to buy it? Yeah, and I've had a bit of time to think about it, and I'm still just a little bit frustrated, to be completely honest, because when I saw this news come out from the Athletic saying all of this stuff, I felt really, really bad. I did. I felt really, really worried. I felt, you know, it's not going to happen, all of this stuff. And I think I just needed a bit of time to remind myself that at the end of the day, guys, like, nobody is going to have this information. They're not, about the takeover. Like, we just have to wait until the Glazers put it out there. No of these kind of websites and stuff are going to put this story out, so we've just got to be patient. I know it's frustrating. I'm going to read out a few of your comments, guys, so do get in your questions. Put the letter Q in front of your question, and I will read them out as we go along. Somebody's saying something about Nathan Bishop. I haven't seen anything about that story. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, do get your questions in, guys. I will read out as many as I can, and we can, of course. So, yeah, there's a story coming in from Laurie Whitwell saying Manchester United stopped an approach by Sunderland for backup goalkeeper Nathan Bishop. So apparently Sunderland are trying to buy one of the backup goalkeepers at Manchester United. I mean, that's not really the most exciting thing, is it? We'll probably get like a couple of £100,000 for him, realistically. Yeah, so it's not great. Let's have a look. So Greg says, if this takeover ever happens, the likelihood is there won't be any big funds until the January transfer window. Sheikh Jassim said he wants to make a marquee signing, so make it Osimhen in January. Yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think at the end of the day, guys, like, I've just come to the reality that this transfer window now, we've just got to kind of get through it. Like, it's not going to be the transfer window we were all hoping for or the one we all wanted. There's no point getting ourselves too worked up about it. I know it's frustrating, but until we know who these new owners are, I just think we are sat on our hands. We've got our hands tied. You know, whatever the saying you want to say, like, we can't really do anything. We can't. We are limited on our budget. We're only limited on our budget, though, because we're incapable of selling players. That's the bit you've got to remember. Manchester United have at least £150 million worth of players who need to be sold, but we're literally just incapable of selling people. That's the frustrating thing here. You know, if all of those names I listed off earlier on the show were sold, we'd have an extra 150 million in the bank, and we could go and buy people, you know. We could go and put in a bid for Victor Osimhen, hypothetically. You could put in a bid for Harry Kane if that was what you wanted to do, but at the moment, we're literally stuck on this little budget of around 100 million. So yeah, it is frustrating. Cornish Maze says, should we buy Ivan Toney in January? That's a great question. Let me echo that back to the chat. Let me know in the comment section, would you go for Ivan Toney in January? Obviously, he's banned until January because of gambling offences. I personally would. I would. I like Ivan Toney. I think he's an absolutely quality player. I think he'd be great at Manchester United. There's something about him that I think he's ready to step up to a bigger club. I definitely would get Ivan Toney. Yeah, I would. I think he's, as I just said, guys, I think he's a quality player. I really, really like him. But do let me know in the comment section, would you get Ivan Toney at Manchester United? So somebody, Malps, has just said, I can't see us getting top 4 this season. I mean, that is a really damning thought, isn't it? It's a bit negative on a Friday evening, but I will ask you guys now, where do you think Manchester United will finish in the season this year? Let me know where you think in the comment section. Where are you expecting Manchester United to finish in this Premier League season? As it stands, where we are at the moment, I'd say we'll probably be battling for top 4. I think it will be similar to last season. I think there will be a couple of games where we get beaten badly. But overall, I think we will see an improvement. I think if Onana comes in, that will be a massive positive and will really change the way we play. So I do think the actual football side of things will improve. But I can't see us challenging for the league or coming second, to be completely honest with you. I would say at this point, yeah, we'll be like 5th or 4th. But yeah, do let me know. We've got some positivity. Somebody's saying first, somebody's saying top 2. Do let me know, guys, in the comment section. Where do you think we will finish next season? I'm not going to make my final verdict on it until kind of closer to the end of the transfer window, because as I said, anything can happen. You never know with Manchester United. Tomorrow we might wake up and they might have put in a bid for Harry Kane. Like, you literally don't know, do you? But if we're looking at it at the moment, all the other teams around us are strengthening. Arsenal are bringing in some amazing players. Manchester City will always bring in amazing players. Liverpool will be better. Newcastle will be better. You get the idea. Right. We've got another question here. Someone says, could Hugo, who was the guy who scored in the pre-season game the other day, be our striker if he performed on tour? I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. I mean, the finish he did for his goal was really, really nice. He took it really, really well, but I'm not sure whether we can rely on Hugo, who's never even played first-team football, to be our striker for next season, to be completely honest with you. I would rather Rashford be the striker next season than Hugo. Maybe on the bench, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see. We need to sign a striker at the end of the day. That's what we need to do, guys. That's the black and white of it. Because otherwise we will really struggle, I think. But yeah, let's stay positive. Hopefully we bring in Rasmus Højlund or Gonzalo Ramos or Kolo Muani, or there are plenty of people available, so let's hope we do that. Just a quick one, guys. We're 18 subscribers away from 4,000, so everybody who's watching who isn't subscribed, please do subscribe right now, and we will hit that by the end of the video. Right, we've got another question here coming in from Jim. Jim says, do you think the takeover could also impact January as well if the Glazers are still here? Yeah, I mean, if the Glazers are here in January, we won't be buying any players. I will promise you that. We'll only buy players if we sell players. The Glazers don't like doing business in January. We're not going to get any more money miraculously from anywhere. So unless we sell someone in January, the best option under the Glazers is loan options. That's all we'll get. We'll get a Weghorst, an Ighalo, somebody on loan. We're not going to do any business in January. I know we signed Bruno a few years ago in January, but I think that was a very opportunistic moment. Like, that was our chance to get Bruno. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got him. So yeah, Manchester United never do things in the transfer window. All right, this is a good question. Somebody says, when do you think we'll get the Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano? I reckon it'll be tonight, guys. I do. I reckon about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. Obviously, we will go live as soon as we get the Here We Go. I've got the thumbnail ready. I've got the song ready. I'm excited to sing the song for you guys. But yeah, I don't know the exact time, to be honest with you. I hope it is tonight, just so we can start talking about something different, to be completely honest with you. Right, I'm going to read out a few more of your chats, guys, so do get your questions in. Yeah, as Dave says, McNeil is better than Hugo. Yeah, he is. We have got another player, Charlie McNeil. He's a lot... Well, I don't want to say a lot better because they're still young and I don't want to, disrespect them. But we have got a youth player called Charlie McNeil who he's more experienced, let's say, and he's more kind of hotly tipped to actually break into the first team. I don't know why he didn't go on the... Does anybody know why he didn't go on the preseason tour? Is he injured? I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comment section if you know why Charlie McNeil didn't go on the chat. Welcome, Ashid. Hope you're doing well, mate. Right, I'm going to read out a few more of your questions, guys. This is a good one. Someone says, if we can't buy a striker, we should buy a referee instead. They're cheaper. That is pretty good. Someone else said, Jackie saying, Kieran, go to bed. You need sleep. It's only 6:30, guys. Here, I'm not ready for bed yet. Like, I go to bed early, but I'm not going to go to bed at 6:30 on a Friday night. Right, I'm going to read out a few more of your comments, guys. So do get your chats in. We have got a few more other bits of news to get through, so I'll let you guys get some questions in whilst I carry on with the news. Yeah, I mean, somebody in the chat is saying Onana's having a medical as we speak. I'm praying, guys, that Manchester United are doing a madness here, right? And we're going to get the announcement tonight with him in the shirt. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. As I said, if any of you are the types of people who track the private jets or whatever, let me know if there's been any flights going from Milan to Manchester today. But yeah, Charlie, that's a really good point. I honestly would not be surprised in the slightest if we kind of skip the Here We Go and it's just like an immediate, the medical's been done and, he's a player. But then at the same time, how would they get him into Carrington? You know what it's like at Manchester United. They probably would, see him going in and all the rest of it. So Dave says, Atalanta want 85 million for Rasmus Højlund. Orban's available for 20. Both same age. Orban a better goal scorer. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Orban is not someone that I'm that familiar with, to be completely honest with you. I have seen him a couple of times. But, yeah, so that's the wrong one. Oh, sorry, everyone. My phone's just quacking. Yeah, let me know about Orban. He's not someone I'm that familiar with, to be completely honest with you. But do let me know in the comment section. Somebody says, if Antonia's got a gambling ban, what is the point in signing him? I think the question was, would you sign him in January? And I probably would. I would. I do like Ivan Toney, but I'm going to be honest with you here, guys. Manchester United won't sign Ivan Toney. They won't, because Manchester United have got enough stuff going on around the club. They won't want to, sign somebody who's been banned for gambling. I can't see it happening. I can't. Somebody just says, if anybody just heard a duck, that is my phone. My phone makes duck noises when it rings, which is pretty awkward when you're out in public, but really useful when you're at home. So yeah, there is a duck in the room, but unfortunately it is my phone. It is not an actual duck. Yeah, somebody was saying in the chat that they thought he was having a medical today. That's what was reported originally, that Onana's medical was booked for today, but I don't know. Damasio did say last night that the deal was done. Obviously, Gianluca Damasio, the Italian journalist, he put up a tweet about 10, 11 o'clock that Onana had signed for Manchester United, but nobody seems to care about Damasio anymore. Everybody just wants the Onana, here we go. Yeah, me included. Like, I don't want to say Damasio is not relevant anymore, but like, I don't know. He doesn't have the same impact as Fabrizio, does he? Like, if Fabrizio says, here we go, like, we know it's happening. Whereas Damasio is a little bit like, I don't want to say questionable, because I'm sure he's a very credible journalist, but he did say that he signed last night, didn't he? So it is a bit strange. It is very strange, and that's why I'm just hoping that they're up to something, and we're going to get the pictures of him in the shirt like immediately. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. So Damasio put up a tweet last night, 20 hours ago, saying Inter Milan have now sold Onana to Manchester United. Right. So 20 hours ago, Damasio put up this tweet saying that Inter have sold Onana, but I don't know. I'm not really too sure what to think about that. As I said, I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the here we go from Fabrizio, to be honest with you, before I start shouting and screaming. We've got about 10 minutes left of the show, guys, so do get your comments in, and do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're 15 subscribers away from 4,000 now, so guys, if you aren't subscribed, do get involved. Right. Yeah, I mean, it is very, very frustrating, isn't it? Like, what is going on? What is going on at Manchester United at the moment? I honestly do not know. I'm just like relentlessly refreshing Fabrizio's page. Irvin says Kieran Ten Hag. I'll take it. Somebody said the other day I was a mixture between Ten Hag, Amrabat, and Orlando Bloom if they were bold. And I thought that is a compliment. Apparently I'm a hybrid Ten Hag, Orlando Bloom if he was bold, and Amrabat. I'll take it. I will. I'm not picky. I'll have it. So thank you very much for that, whoever said that a couple of days ago. I do appreciate it. So somebody says Onana failed a drug test and got a ban when he was at Ajax. Yeah, I don't really know too much about that, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, he was banned. I think it was for like doping. I don't know exactly what. I don't think it was like he was going out taking drugs, like party drugs. I think it was some sort of performance enhancing drugs. But again, don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure what happened with Onana in the, because yeah, you are right. He did get banned for something, but I'm not entirely sure what it was. But it's not something I'm particularly worried about, to be completely honest with you. Okay, we've got some breaking news coming in literally in the last 2 minutes, right? This is on Onana. Unfortunately, it's not what you want to hear. The story comes from Sky Sports saying Onana is waiting for the green light to fly to Manchester. I mean, what kind of update even is that? Sky Sports in the UK saying Onana is waiting for the green light to fly to Manchester. I mean, like, come on, just tell us that he's signed. Literally, that was in the last 5 minutes, so I don't know. I don't know what the hell was going on. I really, really do not. Everyone said, why does it take so long? But yeah, anybody just joining, apparently Sky Sports are reporting that he is, that Onana is waiting for the green light to fly to Manchester. So frustrating. So frustrating. It really, really is. Like, I get so sick about talking about these types of things. So do get some other questions in the chat, because the Onana situation is literally just doing my head in. It really, really is. They literally do just suck all of the joy out of the transfers, don't they? Like, I was so excited about him, and now I'm like desperately just waiting for Fabrizio to do that tweet so I can stop thinking about it, which is a bit sad, I guess, but it is what it is, isn't it? Right, I'll read out a few of your... Yeah, somebody says, great update, not news. Yeah, exactly. It's not even really an update, is it? Player is waiting to get on plane to England because the deal hasn't been done yet. Okay, great. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The weather is absolutely horrible in England today. It's like a proper storm. It's tipping down with rain. Maybe they can't fly. Maybe there's more to the story. Maybe the weather's too bad to fly. Who knows? Let's hope for the the Manchester United staff's sake that is the case. That the reason he isn't in Manchester yet is actually because the weather's too bad and they don't want to fly in this weather. Who knows? Yeah, as Malk says, the excitement has gone with the Onana one. It really, really has. Honestly, guys, I just want to do this here we go tonight and then just be done with it and just actually be positive about what he's going to bring to the team. I'm going to do a deep dive analysis video into him. Like, I have all these bits of content that I want to do around Onana. They're actually interesting, but I'm not going to do that until he signs, because otherwise I'm going to look like an idiot if I start doing a deep dive analysis into a player who hasn't even signed for the club yet. So, yeah, let's just hope that it comes today, because Manchester United don't really seem to do business on the weekends, do they? They all go off on holiday for the weekend. So let's just hope it comes in tonight, because otherwise it probably will be Monday, realistically, guys. Last Friday, I was going out for the evening, and last Friday we were having this same conversation, weren't we? Yeah, like last Friday we were having this same conversation saying, oh, it's going to be here we go tonight. And I went out for the evening thinking, it's going to be here we go tonight, and nothing happened, so I don't even know. I'm going to read out a few of your comments really, really quickly, so do get your comments in and your live chats. Yeah, as Emmanuel says, the thumbnail literally has been waiting for weeks. I made the here we go thumbnail for Onana literally like 10 days ago. So I don't even know what it looks like anymore, to be completely honest with you. I have no idea. Somebody says, when are we flying to America? I believe it is next Thursday, guys. So we've got the preseason friendly against Lyon next Wednesday, and then we fly out to America on the Thursday. So we have got time. We have got time to get Onana on the plane to America. As long as he comes before Monday, I think he'll almost definitely be on that flight to America, guys. I'm not too worried about that. I just want him here so we can just stop talking about it and be positive. That's all I really want. Right, I'm going to read out a few of your comments, guys. Tiborg says he's coming with Ryanair. That's why it's so late. Yeah, it must be, guys. He must be on that Ryanair flight. It must be heavily delayed. We've got somebody's being positive in the chat. This is always nice. Somebody says, we will sign Amrabat. He will be mint. That's a lovely comment. That's really positive. And I hope we sign Amrabat too. And I think he'll be amazing as well. So, yeah, if anybody's joining late, there was a story coming out about Amrabat earlier on that we spoke about, saying that, coming in from Sky Sports, saying that Manchester United will go for Amrabat if, once players leave, pretty much. Players need to leave the club in the midfield position specifically before they go for Amrabat. Somebody else says, Kieran, we need a striker who can control Onana's long ball and score, someone like Vlahovic. Yeah? Yeah, I would like to see Vlahovic at Manchester United. I would go for any of them. Vlahovic, Muani, Rasmus Højlund, Gonzalo Ramos. I'd take any of them at this point. I honestly don't care anymore. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but we just need to buy a striker. Like I have my preferred options, but at this point I would just happily take any of them. I would. Like we can't be picky anymore. We can't, guys. Let's have a look. Malp says, anybody know what flight number Onana's on? Let's track him on the app. Yeah, because people do that, don't they? They do like the tracking app where you can see the flight route and all the rest of it. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know where he is. Who knows? Maybe he'll be here before the beginning of the season. Maybe we'll get the here we go, a couple of days before the season starts. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Anyway, I've got a couple of other bits of news to get through before we wrap up the show. So, yeah, let's jump into that. Anybody who is new here today, by the way, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Yeah, everybody is involved in this channel. Really, really nice community. Yeah, I mean, all the people on Twitter now are just saying that Onana's still in Italy and he's waiting to come. I mean, what is going on? Anyway, let's move on from that because it's doing my head in. I've got a question, actually, that I wanted to speak to you guys about today, and I want you all to get involved in the comment section on this because, as always, I like to get your opinions and hear other thoughts. So I'm not sure if you guys saw, but there's a story coming out from the Netherlands today. This is coming from Mike. I can never say his second name. Mike Verwij. Anyway, he's a Dutch reporter, and he is reporting that Dusan Tadic wants to terminate his contract at Ajax due to the lack of quality within the squad. He hasn't trained with the team in the last few days because of this dispute. Now, the question I have for you all is, would you like to see Tadic at Manchester United? Just to clarify, we haven't been linked to him, but... well, yet we haven't been linked to him, but there is this story coming out today saying that he wants to terminate his contract. Now, obviously, he's not that exciting, is he? He is 34 years of age. He did play in the Premier League before, didn't he? Who did he play for? Was it Southampton? Yeah, Southampton. He does play as a striker or a left winger. I mean, this shows how desperate we get, isn't it? I'm even considering bringing Tadic to Manchester United. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Considering where we are at the moment, would you look at bringing Tadic to Manchester United? Last season, he got 29 goals and assists in 34 matches, so he has really good stats, to be fair to him. Yeah, I don't know. I think a 34-year-old, not great, to be completely honest with you. I would not bother with him. But I thought I'd ask you anyway, guys. I thought you would see what you thought, because apparently he's going to hand in, he wants to terminate his contract. I personally wouldn't bother with him, but this just shows how desperate I feel at the moment. The fact that I'm even considering bringing in a 34-year-old Tadic, like, is that what's going to happen? Are we going to have to go for like a Garlo type signings again? Anyway. Somebody says the only player I'd have from Ajax is Kudos. Yeah, I would love to get Kudos, but how much would he cost? 60 million, 70 million? Ridiculous money. Yeah. Right, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. It's been a really, really good stream this evening. Of course, I am upset that Onana hasn't joined yet, but as soon as we get the Here We Go, I will, of course, go live with that. So do make sure you are subscribed and do make sure you hit the notification bell. It's not been the most glorious show this evening, I will admit. We are at this point where we're just waiting for things to happen, and it is quite frustrating. So I do appreciate you all being here today for this show and still being a part of this community, even when it's not the most exciting conversation. But I still have had a really good time talking with you all tonight. So massive shouts to everybody. We'll be back at 8 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning if nothing breaks between then and now. Obviously, if we get the Here We Go, we will go live, and maybe I'll be in a better mood. So let's hope that happens. Please do smash the like button on your way out, and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out. Lots of love.